So in the previous video or lecture, what we have learned about instruction and instruction execution. So in this particular video, we are going to talk about instruction execution cycle. So what we have learned in the last lecture is that what is mean by instruction. So instruction is nothing but a sequence of commands that are given to a computer for execution. Other than that, we have also seen the instruction types. In the instruction types, we have seen about 3 address instruction, 2 address instruction, 1 address instruction. We have also learned about branching condition codes. So we have seen this. In this particular lecture, we are going to talk about instruction execution. So let us start with the instruction execution cycle. So again, I am revising. So what is mean by instruction execution? So instruction is nothing but a command which is given by the user to a computer for the execution process. What is mean by execution? Execution is nothing but a process by which a computer performs an instruction. So whenever we are giving a program or an instruction to a computer, the computer will execute that particular instruction. And that is called as execution. What is mean by instruction execution? It is nothing but a program to be executed by a processor which consists of a set of instructions which are stored in a memory. So we know that everything is stored in the memory. So again, we have seen the different types of memories, main memories, secondary memory, primary memory. We have also seen about cache memory. We have also seen about registers. Registers also store a lot of data for execution purpose. So yes, instruction execution is what? Where we are trying to execute the instruction which are stored in the memory by a processor. So what are the terminologies that we have to see while learning the instruction execution cycle? So we have to learn about program counter because it is one of the important register which is in the computer processor that contains the address of the next instruction which will be executed. Like we have seen the concept of pointers. Similar to that, there is a program counter. Program counter always points to the address of the next instruction which will be executed. Then there is another important register called as a memory address register. It will hold the memory location of the data that needs to be accessed. So here we are having the address of that memory location where the data is stored. So memory address register will contain the memory location of the data where the actual data is being stored. Then there is the instruction register. Instruction register is a part of CPU control unit that stores the instruction currently being executed or decoded. So whatever in your program, suppose there are 10 instructions. So the first instruction will be taken into instruction register and then it will be executed. So each instruction before execution will go into the instruction register and then it will be executed or decoded. The decoding part is very important first. Then there is a memory buffer register which stores, the name is given as memory buffer register. So it stores the data which is being transferred to and from. So immediate access store, also known as memory data register. So whatever data is being transferred from register to memory or from memory to register or from register to CPU. So that data is being stored in the memory buffer register. So here the buffer is there in which your data is being stored. Next is the control unit. Everybody knows about control unit. So control unit is actually used for decoding the program instruction in the IR, selecting the machine resources such as the data source register and a particular arithmetic operation. So all the controlling part is being done by control unit. So here the most important thing is it is used for decoding of the instruction, then selecting the resources and performing the arithmetic operation. Then there is a arithmetic logic unit. So arithmetic logic unit, as everybody knows, is used for performing the mathematical and logical operations. So if your program is containing the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, or comparison, so all that things are being done by ALU, that is arithmetic logic unit. Then there is an accumulator register. I have told you so many times that Accumulator register is one of the most important register. It is used for storing the data. It is also used for storing the intermediate results, and it is also being used for storing the final result. So it is most important register. Then what we were talking about instruction register, that is very important part when we are talking about instruction execution cycle. What we want to learn is how the instruction execution cycle is there. So instruction register performs a very important part. So it first fetches the instruction, and that instruction which is fetched, it's put at, we are putting into an instruction register. There are various categories of instructions. So either we are going to transfer the data between the processor and memory. So either the data will be transferred directly from your CPU to memory location, or there can be a instruction which is doing the operation based on processor and IO. Means your data is going from CPU to input output devices, or from input output devices to processor. That kind of an instruction can be there. Then there can be a data processing instruction. Data processing means again arithmetic or logical operations on the data. And there can be a control instruction. So where we are altering the sequence of execution. So you are having, branching, you are having continue in C or C++ or go to statements. So those are nothing but we are trying to transfer the control from one location to another location. So all that is nothing but the different types of instructions, and those instructions will be stored into a instruction register. What is mean by instruction execution cycle? That is the most important part. So the time period during which one instruction is fetched from the memory and executed when a computer given an instruction in machine language, so that is called as a instruction execution cycle. So the time period, the total time which is required for fetching the instruction and executing the instruction, is nothing but the instruction execution cycle. So each instruction is further divided into sequence of phases. So again, every instruction which will be coming will be divided into various phases, so that we have to learn. So after the execution of a program, after the execution, program counter is incremented to the point to the next instruction. So once the instruction is executed, the program counter will contain the address of the next instruction. What is the process of instruction execution cycle? So instruction execution cycle is having three parts. Processor reads the instruction from the memory. So processor will read the instruction from the memory, put it in the instruction register. Then decoding of the instruction should be there. So decoding the instruction. And third step is executing the instruction. So there are two cycles which are being performed, fetch cycle and execution cycle. So the program counter contains the address of the next instruction to be fetched. The address which is contained in the PC is copied to the memory address register. So whatever address is there in the PC, program counter register, will be copied into MAR, that is memory address register. Then the instruction is copied from the memory location contained in the MAR and placed in the memory buffer register. So first it will come to PC. PC will put the data into MAR. MAR will put the data into MBR, that is memory buffer register. The entire instruction is copied from the MBR and then it is placed into the current instruction register. So like this, all these registers are working. So once it is coming into MBR, then it is copied to a instruction register. So like this, the process works. Then there is a second cycle which is there called as a execution cycle or execute cycle. So the address part of the instruction is placed in the MAR. Then the instruction is decoded and executed. So here the most important part is decoding the instruction. Decoding means what kind of operation I'm going to perform, what kind of a data is there. So that is happening in the decoding part. So the instruction is decoded and executed. Then the processor checks for interrupts. So we have seen the interrupts also. So processor will check whether any of the interrupt is occurring or not, and either it is branching to the relevant. If the interrupt is occurring, then it is going to the interrupt service routine, or the cycle will start again, means execution of the instruction will be done and again it will start the cycle. Start the cycle means it will take the next instruction, then it will decode the instruction, then it will execute the instruction. Again it will go back to the first phase, that is fetching the instruction, decoding the instruction and execution. So like this you are able to see this in this particular flow chart, that we will start, then fetch the instruction, decode the instruction, execute the instruction. And this process will continue till all the instructions are executed in a program. And once everything is finished in a program, then it will halt. This instruction execution cycle will halt. So one example is shown here. There's no need to go into details, but we'll try to learn from the diagram. So here you are able to see that there is a memory written. Yes, here these are the CPU registers. So in the memory, what we are able to see, these are nothing but the address 300, 301, 302, 940, 941. Yes. So first CPU register, the program counter will contain the address of the first instruction, that is 300. Yes. So it will take that address and put it in the PC. Then in the memory, you are having the instruction as 1940. Yes. This instruction will be put into instruction register. And there is nothing in the AC. You are able to see that. AC is nothing but your accumulator registers. Yes. And in the second diagram, you are able to see that PC is incremented. That is, it is becoming as 301. Then you are getting the next instruction into the IR 5941. And some kind of a result is generated as 0003. Yes. So like this, the execution instruction execution cycle will work. And this is just an example. So step 2, 3 are being shown over here. Sorry, this was the step 2. So like this, the instruction execution cycle will work. So hopefully you have learned something about instruction execution cycle, and we'll take the question and answers right now.